She ain't even fit to... Hey, excuse me, Queen.
Pop the Balloon or Find Love. Is this a shallow, vacuous show?
Brianna, 26. My eyes are up here, baby. Are you looking at the tattoo?
No, I'm looking at the hair on your arms. You know, women I deal with, they don't have hair on their arms.
Don't do too much.
Hey, I'm just being honest,
Don't do
Queen.
too much.
You know,
that promotes superficial judgments while being just a viral sensation. That's a fad.
Cedric, someone that's your type?
No.
Okay. What makes him not your type?
The way he looks.
Gym. That's all I'm gonna say to you. Don't be talk about wigs and you need to go to the gym.
Hey, I done lost a little weight, man. It's okay. It's cool.
I ain't got enough money to afford you.
Woo. Or is it genuinely one of the best dating shows of recent times? Provides thought-provoking questions, conversational points for the group and the family at large while being light-hearted fun.
How many kids you got?
I got 3.
You got 3?
Yep.
How many baby daddies?
I have 3.
You got 3 baby daddies. Okay.
I should have said 0. Because it's just me.
They do you like that? What's wrong with them?
Something. Only God knows.
Or is there something wrong with you?
And does it promote black beauty without pandering? Let's explore.
You a man, right?
A trans. Did you care about that when you were trying to kiss me?
Trying to kiss you? Man.
But before we get into any of that, please do me one massive favor. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. In order for the channel to grow, it needs your support and engagement. If there's anything in the show that you like, you dislike, put it into the comments. It does me a world of good. If you watch this show, even to this point, please just hit the like button. Write something in the comments. I don't mind. But without further ado, let's get into the show.
Arlette, how did you know you had a hit on your hands?
Oh man, I think maybe by like the second episode.
Yeah, the second episode was different.
That's what we knew.
What was it about that second episode?
So much controversy.
Yeah.
Men were speaking out about how they really feel.
Yeah.
And so a lot of men liked that online, so they kind of bounced back what they were saying.
I think it's important to start with Arlette, and I just love her story. She comes from a Congolese background. Her husband, BM, is a British Congolese producer and singer.
Really with me, I'm just the face of the show, I'm just the host. You know, I come out there, I do what I do, but like all the producing, the editing, the music, everything you're seeing, that's all him.
Man. How did you guys come up with this idea and concept? Because it's pretty unique.
It was a trending content that was, I think it started around the pandemic.
Yeah.
And people, you know, there was different versions going on, but I wanted to make a version where it's like how you see it, you know, a bit more mature. With my wife hosted it, the cameras, the studio.
Like people really trying to find love.
People, yeah, it was a real thing for me because, you know, I love love, so I was really trying to connect.
Look at that. They've come together, they got married in 2021, they had a child in 2023, a beautiful girl. She herself has a background in pathology, speech, graduated from Arizona, worked in corporate till 2023 December. She created this show, and I just got to say, from my point of view, I find her to not be a good host, but to be a great host. I think she times things well. I think she has a good blend of making things light, fun, but expanding on questions, knowing the moments when to let things go.
Yeah, I'm in heels and you ain't tall enough.
Okay.
Don't do too much,
Well,
though.
you're not qualified, baby.
Alright,
So that's all good.
Let's move on, let's move on.
She has a good ear and a good feel for when things are going left. I like that. But let's it linger long enough. However, some people have said on Reddit, but we're going to address the criticisms, that she lets things stand a bit too long. She can probe into questions that are clearly uncomfortable. I agree, there were a few times I thought, you know, they just don't find each other attractive. Don't make it more awkward. Sometimes I think she's probing because it's content, it needs to be engaging. Is there more you could say? Maybe to avoid repetition, because some people can repeat themselves a lot. It does happen, I did too. But overall, I find the criticism of Arlette, if I'm saying her name correctly, forgive me, a little bit misplaced.
I don't understand the difference between like a good wig and a bad wig. We not gonna work out.
Ladies, a question.
Ladies, how's your mental health? Like, cause I feel like
You have to be mentally healthy to even start a friendship or relationship.
Perhaps the biggest criticism of the show is that it has superficial questions and superficial judgments. Do I agree with that? I think it's important to break that into two. Does it have superficial questions, which kind of links to superficial judgment?
Yeah, kind of.
Some questions are very superficial. Let's see some of them.
From your last relationship, name one thing that you did wrong and one thing that he did wrong.
And have you ask the guys a question just to kind of help you narrow it down.
Okay, what are you guys' goals and aspirations? Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
Some of them are fetishes. Not mad at it. It does sometimes, maybe for lack of a better word, lower the vibration of the show. However, there are great questions like the one I just showed.
34? How many kids you got?
I got 3.
You got 3?
Yep.
How many baby daddies?
I have 3.
You got 3 baby daddies. Okay.
I should have said 0. Because it's just me.
You gonna lie to the public?
No, I have 3, but it's just me. I'm a single parent. There's no man in my life.
No man in your life? Why is the reason for there no man in your life?
Well, my first child, his father passed away, and the other 2 are nowhere to be found. So, what can you do?
They do you like that? What's wrong with them?
Something. Only God knows.
Or is there something wrong with you?
Possibly, but I think I'm just fine.
I think you're just fine as well.
Thank you.
Right. But to say that a 41-year-old man is disqualified because of his pants?
You're 41?
I'll be 41 in September.
Okay, because I was like, I thought you said 40.
I'll be 41 in September. That's coming up.
I like it. It's okay for you. It's not my style. You know, with everything going on, I like the pants to be a little baggy. That's
agent, yes.
Okay, how many kids you have?
I have 2.
How many baby daddies?
2.
2? Okay. So you didn't think after the first one that you wanted to marry the next one?
No.
No? Okay. Okay. I was just asking because for real men, that's what matters. Your first one is given. Your second one, the mistake is on you.
Oh, is it? Well, there's
That's definitely right.
Genuinely, I kind of agree with Brian. Now, I'm not saying, if you've got 2 baby daddies or 2 baby mums, you're done out here. But I want to know your story a bit more. Context. It's very contextual in how you judge people, but that as a conversational point is great. And there were other great ones.
I have a good one. Okay. What is your inner child into? Like, what type of things bring out your inner child?
What is something that your friends would say 2 years ago you struggled with, but you've made significant growth in today?
Wow. I would say...
The one about the inner child, a phenomenal question. I still to this day have been thinking, put into the comments what activates your inner child. I was thinking, is it writing? Kind of. Is it reading? Watching TV? It was a good question. It's a question that makes you understand the person that you're dating with or just around friends, whatever, whoever you're watching it with, better. It's a good question. It's a fun question. So the superficial questions, I'm not so sure. There were other great ones.
Let's see if you have any questions for him.
I do. So how do you handle your negative emotions when you're feeling it?
How do I handle my negative emotions when I'm feeling down or something like that?
Fear, hurt, sadness, angry.
Navigating negative emotions, navigating conflict. Those are good questions. And you instantly knew when you heard a bad answer. Again,
and I don't agree with a woman having to settle just because the opinions of others thinking that, it's going to be her fault. It's her fault because it didn't work out. No. Because people, they start off with different personas and then you slowly kind of learn who they really are. So if you decide to walk away because that situation isn't healthy for you, that doesn't mean that it's your fault that it didn't work out.
Okay. So there's 4 billion women on the planet. I'm a black American from Louisiana. I have the choice to have the pick of the litter. So why would I pick you if you have multiple baby daddies?
Well, don't pick me.
Right.
Yeah.
And I understand
that. You have the choice. We all
have
a choice.
I have the choice, but you're judging me on the fact that I have the choice.
No, I'm not judging you. That just means that I'm not for you. If you're going to judge me because my second baby daddy didn't work out for me, then I'm not for you. So I'm not judging
and
you
I understand
and your opinion
that. How many kids
and your
you
preference.
have?
I have 3.
You have
25,
3?
18, and 12.
Okay, how many baby daddies?
2.
2. Okay, so there's no disrespect towards that, right? But I just want you to understand, when it comes to a man of top tier, right? We give you a few from one man. That's it. If you have multiple from a different man, that disqualifies yourself.
So it disqualifies a top tier woman from getting a top tier
That's exactly
man.
right.
The one about baby daddies and baby mums, I think that was probably one of the highlights. I went back and forth with a lot of my friends about it regarding, is there too many? I personally think, at a certain point, there is too many.
I think that sometimes they don't respect his decision making.
Your decision making should be called into question. Sorry.
All right, so, they need to get over it.
It's life. I did find it a little ironic. He said he doesn't judge people on his past, but he asks about your exes a lot.
I really don't have deal breakers, right? Because I'm from the ghetto, so I understand that, we do a lot of things in our past and in our youth that is really a problem. So I don't really have any deal breakers, but as far as deal breakers, I don't really have any.
That's just me, I just noticed that. But for the most part, I disagree with the superficial questions. I think most of them are good. There are bad ones. It's a show. There's loads of people on it. You can't control everything. But for the most part, I think it's great. But are there superficial judgments because of the format?
It was kind of like the haircut in the back is not fully cut, and then the chapped lips.
And I'm 26. I popped because of the outfit.
Yeah, there is. The format of blind dating kind of allows and exacerbates the potential for superficial judgment because it's quick. You got to make decisions quickly.
Right, so for the first round, I am gonna have you pop 2 balloons. Just off of what you're seeing so far, what's not really your type, so let me hand you a pick.
However, let's be real. Let's just be real for a second and keep it a band.
I'm being for real, hold up though.
We all make superficial judgments at some point, some less than others, but we do judge books by their covers. The better the cover, the better the book, you hope. No, we know that's not necessarily true. I wish Aralette would allow some of the guests, especially when the episode goes later, to ask questions when they're really unsure. Again, that is to do more with a bit of a formatting issue. If they all slow down to ask more questions, the episodes could prolong even longer. And the episodes are long, they're an hour plus. So, there are the production side of it that affects it. Hence why I do think what would make this show even greater is that if you allowed the show to have a follow-up date, that would be amazing. You'd get to see the behaviors behind how they answered the questions to see if it was true or not. The question around masculine and feminine dominance and submission was super interesting.
Submission to you.
Submission.
What does it mean, a submissive woman?
Submissive is allowing my man to lead. So let's say we want to buy a house or something. Yeah. And I want to live in one area, but you tell me that you want to live in this area for this, that, and this reason. I'm going to listen to you, and if I feel like, okay, my man has proved to me that he can lead, I think he knows what he's talking about. If we move here, it might not be the best idea, so I'm gonna go with what my man says.
What do you mean prove to you?
Just letting me know that you have you know what you're doing, basically. Just
Okay, what is your perspective in regards to gender roles and the expectations of a woman in your relationship? As in traditional household, how do you want your woman to be when it comes to?
All right, that's a perfect question. All right, yeehaw. All right, so naturally, I'm from Michigan. Originally, my parents both grew up together and stuff like that. You feel me? Married, raised me and stuff like that. I have my morals, my tradition, by myself. I want to have a family. I want to move back to the country and stuff like that. Have acreage, a lake, et cetera, et cetera. That's what I'm building towards right now. But for my woman, she has to be willing to let me lead and follow with suit type shit. You feel me? I want her to be able to have her own hustle. You feel me? Do whatever she wants to do and stuff like that. I want her to have her own dreams, aspirations too. But obviously, I'm going to be the man of the household and stuff like that. You feel me? So I got to be able to make the priority.
Little context, that guy asked that question a lot. And it was interesting to see how people answer differently. Me and my treadmill friend, who we'll be naming Gregory.
Your guy, man.
But it's a woman, but we're calling her Gregory. She, talk about it a lot of the times. And really, submission, I think, is more to do with trust. Do you feel comfortable? It's also quite interchangeable. You can't lead every situation. Surely, even a good leader should know that, right? Can't lead every situation. Sometimes the woman has to lead.
And as is the Marine custom, the officer ate last, and he let his men eat first. And when they were done, there was no food left for him. And when they went back out in the field, his men brought him some of their food so that he may eat. Because that's what happens. We call them leaders because they go first. We call them leaders because they take the risk before anybody else does. We call them leaders because they will choose to sacrifice so that their people may be safe and protected, and so their people may gain. And when we do, the natural response is that our people will sacrifice for us. They will give us their blood and sweat and tears to see that their leader's vision comes to life. And when we ask them, why would you do that? Why would you give your blood and sweat and tears for that person? They all say the same thing. Because they would have done it for me.
But hey, that's me. Some people had different answers. I enjoyed it. It's good questions. So I disagree, basically. That criticism is false. Not only is it false, I think it's, the internet, the nature of the internet. People see things on TikTok, Instagram, and kind of come to their own assumptions. Even me, before I really watched the show, I felt it was kind of superficial, but I don't think it's as bad as some people make out. The nature of speed dating and blind dating leads to this. But for the most part, it's one of the better shows that do it in the most authentic and organic way possible. However, people do have criticism over the vetting process. Now, some people's criticism about the vetting process is that it has allowed some former criminals on it, people with questionable backgrounds. Now, I agree, anyone who has a sort of SA sexual crime background, a bit risky. But I think if you have a criminal record, it helps that I have one.
I'll joke me, I make. Or am I? Allegedly. Cheers to allegations again. Cheers to allegations again.
That if it's been far enough removed and they seem to be contrite, they seem to have put that past them, is it fair to judge someone on that? It's a deeper question about society and how society looks at crime. And do we have a true rehabilitation process and culture in the West? I don't know. I highly doubt it. I think it's a joke thing. But that being said, I think that criticism is a bit more layered, a little bit unfair. Yes, Aaron was there.
Yeah, so I went to prison, you know what I'm saying? They came at me with a 30-year sentence.
Damn.
Yeah, 30
For
years.
What? Like chopping up niggas and shit?
So we gonna pander, we gonna keep it 100. Yeah. Pandering, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I did indulge in a life of prostitution, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't how my get down been. I've been a gangster my whole life though. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the suit and tie, you know what I'm saying, get it misconstrued.
Yeah. One, how did the arrest happen? How did they catch you? How did you get caught up into the pimping and paying her in?
So I ain't, like I said, I ain't been a pimp, you feel me, my whole life or none of that. You know what I'm saying? I was a gangster. I was active in the streets. I was hustling, selling drugs, you feel me? And allegedly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Allegedly. Yeah, we gonna say allegedly.
But Aaron, Mr. You're Not Qualified, the plumber, the crash out king.
All right, if we can have your name and age and why you ended up popping.
My name is Jacqueline. I'm 25. I popped because I have hair on my arms.
Hey, just because you got hair on your arms, that's okay though, Queen. You look phenomenal though.
Thank you.
You know, she ain't fit to my liking. She ain't even fit to my... Hey, excuse me, Queen. I'm talking to this woman right here. Oh, well, I could look anyway. I could look anyway. I could look any way I want to. You know? But yeah.
He wasn't that bad. Aralette handled that like a star. So, for the most part, most of the guests I think are quite good natured, especially when some of the questions could have led to even more awkward moments. When awkward moments happen, the people on the receiving end I found to answer it quite well. The Aaron episode as well. I mean, that, considering how left he's gone in other places.
Stop!
Erica, you know.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. They clearly have a good, safe environment where people aren't going too far. Yeah, you had the drunk girl.
Felonies, but the felonies as far as sexual, violent, small penis. Deal breaker.
And why'd you pop Dante?
Don't get on me internet, bro. Spots on your stain in your little dress.
I was in the bag drunk, so whatever.
Oh yeah, you feel me?
It's fine. It's a $300 dress.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
It's the $300 dress. My bad. I got a little makeup on it.
Yeah, she didn't do herself any favors. However, to be fair to her, to be really fair to her, in one sense of the word, she actually wasn't as bad as the clips made out to be. I think she was a bit inebriated.
Name and age and why you ended up popping.
Chris, 27. Just because I don't do those skydiving. I'm scared of heights. And so I had problems in the past. With my last girl, she was tweaking with me because I didn't want to do the Superman thing in Vegas. We done broke up over that. It was bad.
Okay. And you said your name is?
Chris.
Chris. So you popped my balloon because you don't like skydiving?
You said you like doing adventurous stuff, skydiving, what'd you say, jumping out of airplanes, roller coasters, I don't do that.
I mean, but she asked me what I like to do. She didn't ask you what you like to do. But I mean, I understand if you don't like skydiving. We could have went on a nice dinner date. You're very handsome. I love the Calabasas pants. I got a couple pair myself. I like the outfit. You know, I think you're gonna regret popping your balloon, but I understand if you don't wanna go skydiving. Everybody need a woman to get them out their comfort zone.
So now, apart from her saying, the skydiving, whatever it is she someone that is your type?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. And I mean, I like the demeanor. I ain't gonna lie.
Thank you.
That ain't a problem with me at all. I like the demeanor.
I wouldn't make you skydive. If you said no, I would take no for an answer.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can follow my Instagram. I think I can get you to skydive.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And she was a bit defensive, which does happen. I do find that the women, some of them didn't take rejection well. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to make this a male versus female thing, but I found that they weren't taking the rejection well at all. Some of them handled it on the chin, but she was one of the examples of bad handling of rejection. But saying that, I think she was just a little bit on the defensive. I don't think she meant bad at all. I think she came across sweet, if not a little bit.
I'm 26.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And I think you just had an unwelcoming demeanor, and that was it.
We know why. I mean, everybody popped their balloon, so I might as well be honest. I mean, I don't want to get into it, but I can understand why you would think I have an unwelcoming demeanor. But you're very handsome, Ryan. I love your dimples, but I'm actually very much a sweetheart. Next.
Not her best, not her finest hour, but I think the clips made her look a lot worse, put it like that. And some people think it promotes unfair beauty standards. I'm going to be honest. When you look at this cast, for the most cast, the cast is quite diverse in shapes, sizes, color shades. There was even a conversation about colorism that was brought up.
Okay, let's start with your name and age.
Nick, and I'm 38.
Hey, Nick, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
It's just light skin. I like dark women. I darker skinned women.
Okay.
That's just my own preference. But she's very pretty. I like the way that she's made. I like her outfit and the shoes go with the belt and just everything look perfect on her. Just the light skin. That's just my own preference.
Got it. Now, is he someone that's your type?
No.
Okay, why not?
Well, I mean, I just heard a little bit of mindset, and I do understand we have our preferences and stuff like that, but I kind of feel like colorism is a thing that's been kind of big in our culture. So, it just kind of sounds a little, teeter-tottering on the line of like a little bit colorism, but I do understand we have our preferences. So, yeah.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting. Again, it's funny to have a debate about colorism from someone who's light-skinned.
You had a mixed race moment.
I had a blonde
You had a mixed race moment.
Fuck this guy.
Now, it's important to mention that because a lot of people from the light-skinned community, I'm saying that's like a thing. Like there's a bunch of light-skinned people in the area, but people who are light-skinned in it, people who are light-skinned feel that sometimes they can receive projections by the black community, ostracization from the white community. Basically, they don't feel included. And it was interesting to hear it from that perspective again. interesting points brought up in a thought-provoking way while remaining fun. Sorry, just saw something. But like I was saying, the diversity in the cast, I think is unfair. I think it's actually a very black-centric cast without pandering, number one, which, I mean, I don't want to be patronizing, but big up Arlette, man. Big up Mrs. Arlette, because that is a rare win where we have a black-centric show that is capable of doing that without pandering, without seeming to be doing it in a way that is just a part of a marketing prop for themselves. It should be respected. Again, there are different ethnicities there, but it's not too over the top. So I'm a fan of it. I enjoyed it. I personally think that criticism is
as it pertains to that statement, you're full of it.
Misguided, very short-sighted. Yeah, I understand that a lot of the people on the show are on the upper end of everyday beauty. They are clearly mostly very attractive people. But again, like I said earlier, and I don't want to repeat myself, but I did not feel that these were people that you wouldn't find in your local area. I mean, I'm not going to say they're at the bottom of your road, and if they are, what road are you on?
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Just kidding. But to me, it wasn't too rare. I guess there was the girl with the BBL.
Why'd you end up popping her balloon?
Well, I like, it's just first appearance, probably because just a little bit, I'm not like BBL type dude, so.
But BBLs are more common, and she didn't look to me as someone you wouldn't find on the street, basically. So I disagree with that criticism. But does the show, as it's growing, has it attracted more clout chasers?
I kind of figured you wouldn't want to take off your wig and your glasses and ruin the whole look and the brand.
It's my hair.
But I wanted you to do that to get my final decision, because I get it.
You didn't even you didn't have to pop. You could have been like, yo, handsome talk show man.
I knew that you wouldn't do it.
How did you know that about me?
Yeah, I do kind of think that has happened. Is it really about finding love? I mean, does anyone really believe in love anymore?
People call love is just a chemical reaction that compels animals to breed. It hits hard, Morty, then it slowly fades, leaving you stranded in a failing marriage. I did it. Your parents are gonna do it. Break the cycle, Morty. Rise above. Focus on science.
Post-edit clip here, guys. I know that clip you had just seen from Rick and Morty about love just being a chemical reaction is a bit dark.
Damn.
But I put that there to say that some of the criticism of Pop the Balloon or Find Love is more to do, and I think more of a reflection of the dating scene at large. People not liking the demographic, expand the demographic, change I guess the race of people that majority are on there. It's black-centric, but if you want to change it, but I don't think that would dramatically change people's criticisms. I think the dating market has changed. There are clout chasers dating people because of who they are, their status, whether that be financially, whether that be their attraction to the wider public. Some people with all that surgery, you look like a clown to me. That's just me, bro.
Trust me.
What am I? You might think I look like a clown. It's cool. Let's all be clowns together. But my point of that is to say is that a lot of the criticism is a reflection of the dating market. Some of even the criticism that I've poised here is I think a larger criticism of the dating market at large. People think people ask generic questions. That's the dating market. People think there's generic judgments, superficial judgments. That's the dating market, especially in this social media world, this Instagrammable world. That to me isn't a poor reflection of the show. And do I think love is a myth? No, I don't think it's a myth. I don't think it's just a chemical reaction, but it's something that requires love. Is an action word, it's a doing word, in my opinion. Just, again, I'm single, you don't need to listen to me, you can shut the show off here, I don't mind. But in order for, in my opinion, for love to work, it requires sacrifice, it requires understanding, communication, healing within, not trying to, there's so many components to it, basically, but it's difficult. And yes, you see some people on the show self-sabotage, constantly popping their balloon.
Trust me. But what I'm saying is this: the fact that you are honest about it, as long as you have to lead with that. You know what I mean? I know you're saying like, oh, I did it 2 months ago, whatever the case is. But when you talk to someone, they're gonna feel like it's right now. You know what I mean? So as long as you're transparent
and that's why I popped my balloon, because
being realistic, most likely I'm gonna work with a guy that's working in the entertainment industry. So when I say entertainment, I'm not saying male porn star, male stripper, no.
Well,
Music industry, sports, they're most likely gonna understand me more.
But you're
because
saying,
it goes hand in hand.
no, I get what you're saying with
Cardi
that. But
B, like I look up to that.
you're saying, but that's why you popped your balloon. But it's almost, I don't want to say like a coward way, but you popped your balloon with the preconceived notion that yours is going to get popped instead of allowing it to see what's going to happen. It's like you shoot yourself in the foot before it even starts.
If the balloon got popped or not, I'm not gonna go on a date because I didn't feel a deep connection with anybody.
How do you feel a deep connection in 30 seconds?
Yes, you see some people on the show who lie about who they are to get with someone.
You got your own space out here too?
Hell yeah, I do my own thing.
Let me know something now.
Yeah.
Several months later.
So, when I asked on the show, you got your own space out here too?
Hell yeah, I do my own thing.
He announced, yeah. To me, yet again, if you say yeah, I'm thinking you have your own, you're established out here.
Mm-hmm.
So when I asked him if he did, I was like, I hope you weren't lying. You do actually have your own space out here. And then he was like, oh no. He was like, I was lying. I live with my grandma. And I was like, what? Like, you just...
I got 3 different businesses, you feel me? I'm an owner of something like...
That's the dating market too. Yes, you see on the show, people go against what is in their best interest. Someone you think is paired up for them perfectly, they go with someone that just either looks good or fits the criteria. But that is the dating market. And that's why I think this show is so great. It's because it reflects the dating market in its darkest ways, but in its best ways. You see couples come together and you just can't help but be happy for them.
I would have kept, but I mean, maybe I should have held on, let you make the decision, but at the same time, I kind of...
open-minded, but...
Okay, I mean, I'll take a balloon back and then I'll let you make the decision.
Yeah, get your balloon
Okay.
back. Hey, can we get a balloon back? Let's get a balloon back. You didn't even let me finish.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and I don't feel like I'm rushing. I feel like it's natural. So, I mean, honestly.
Are you serious?
Nicole, I love you deeply, man. And we are moving at our own pace. Regardless of anybody else's opinion, you are a special woman, man. And when a man knows, he knows. And I believe from the bottom of my heart that you are my person, my best friend, the person I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with. And just have a good time, and we just enjoy this ride together, man. So will you do me the honor and be my wife?
Yes!
You see couples come together and you're genuinely excited for them. Love is not an easy emotion to acquire or an easy union or bond to come together. But when you see it happen, we all feel that warm, giddy feeling that makes us feel like a kid again. And it's across the age demographic. I mean, this is a show that has 20-year-olds, 50-year-olds. One of the worst answers I saw was from a 50-year-old.
So why do we end up popping her balloon?
I feel like her answers for her age wasn't the answers that I expected for her age. I feel like she should already know what she got going on and know what motivates her and be working towards that. Her answers were my goals, my ambition. Like, what is that? You didn't get into details, so do you have any goals or ambition? What is that? I want to know.
I think I did say goals and dreams, and I'm working on becoming a better person, but, it's okay.
I think he's saying he wanted to know at least like what one goal was. I think that's what he wanted.
Like something other than just goal. Everybody has goals and dreams.
Okay.
What are your goals and dreams that motivate you to get up and go hard? Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It's scary. You would hope by 50 you would have got it together. I mean, the 50-year-old was the one with the BBL that I used an example in this video. It is a genuine reflection of the dating market. And it's crazy. For that BBL, for that body, the substance was empty. Crazy, scary hours. However, that's why I think this show is so great. Because it's a genuine reflection of the dating market. Back to the normal edit.
You think I'm here looking for love. I'm fighting for it.
Oh God, come on.
But despite all those criticisms and things that I enjoyed, I do think this is probably one of the best dating shows I've seen. I think in terms of just content online about relationships and dating, it's, I mean, so far and away about a lot of what's out there that it's not even funny. But it remains not too dense, it's fun, but the questions are really thought-provoking. That one about colorism hit me really hard from a woman who is, to me, she's got pretty privilege, and you know, it's light skin as well. It's interesting to hear that perspective. The one about the baby mamas, the baby daddies, that we could have that I could do one episode on that. I wanted, I swear to you, I considered it, but I didn't. But it's thought-provoking, it's interesting. There were other interesting questions that can be used on dates: the inner child, conflict resolution, negative emotion, to name but a few. Yes, there were some bad ones, but I think the shallow questions, not fair. Shallow judgments, yeah, but a little adjustment to the format, perhaps maybe leaving the format but having a follow-up date could alleviate that issue. The vetting process, some of it's unfair, some of it should be commended for, some of it, I just think as things grow, online, TV, you do attract more clout chasers, people who are there for the moment of fame, the moment of viewerships. And even, I forgot the guy's name, but I'll put his clip about from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, said, you know, as the economy changed, the show got worse because people were cashing out early.
Did the climate change for this sort of show with the crash in 2008, with the recession?
I'll tell you an interesting thing. When we did, I always preferred, I mean, maybe one of the reasons why we eventually finished, but we had a pretty long run.
You certainly did.
I always preferred what we called the punter shows, you know, the people. I preferred that to celebrities. When we had, you know, the great celebrities, the Stephen Fry's and the Alex Fergusons and George Michael, be fantastic. But we never quite went down the road of, you know, The Only Way is Essex or Geordie Shore or whatever. And thank God. But, and I loved just members of the public winning money because it meant so much more to them. You could tell, oh, Chris, I've just won 16,000 or whatever. The last series we did of members of the public, and I really loved those shows, and I kind of fought with the production people to get some more of those back on rather than celebrities. I was deeply disappointed with the amount of people getting to say £4,000, and I'm going, yeah, okay, you still got to, no, I'll take the money. This was during the last sort of recession, sort of 4 years ago, whatever.
Because just to have that,
very noticeable,
a bird in the hand.
And the last series of members of the public shows I did was a disaster. In every way, it was disaster and very disappointing.
And the reason I bring that point up, especially at the end, is to say that I think everyone sees the online and the internet as an opportunity, a moment to get on, essentially. And there will be people that won't use it as love. They won't use that moment correctly. They will use it as a way to promote themselves selflessly and selfishly. If we just understand that that is a kind of a give and take with the growing nature of the show, having a follow-up could alleviate that, but it is a hallmark of the time and something that has been growing in the culture and in TVs, in reality TV and online content more and more. It's a shame, but it is the nature of society at the moment. Everyone's just trying to get on. But I think it's one of the best dating shows out there. I think a lot of the criticisms, although I can see some of it, is macro picking, and the show is pretty good. I hope it continues to be great, and I hope everyone goes and watches it because I had damn fun making it, this episode, damn fun watching it, and it was just a good watch, man. Big up that show. I hope to see you guys for next episode, which will come out in 2 weeks. I really enjoyed making this for you guys. What's this underneath my nose? I'm out.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. My pride hurt, nigga. Period. Eric over here talking about lying and shit. Fuck, I gotta lie for it. Nigga, most genuine ass. Period.